Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday morning. Hope yours is going well. We've got another Seahawks video to get to today, but first we just hit 4,300 subscribers to the channel. I want to give a shout out to all the subscribers, and special tip of the cap goes to the channel members, especially new Elite channel member Big Daddy K, and returning Elite channel members Brendon, Mikel, Hasher, Salacious, Crumb, Ryguy, Brendan Nelson's Haircut, VGK Tigers, ItsHoof, TlVlO, Austin Roberts, Scott Todd, PH Glass, Eiferman, 12th Man, Eli Bennett, Castillo Feria, Samoan, JoJo, and Rep the 206. All right, so not a lot happened on the day of June 1st. I was hoping that we would get some fireworks. Didn't really happen. About the most interesting thing that happened for Seahawks fans is betonline.ag named the Seahawks the new betting favorites to land Julio Jones. And I know a lot of you guys are going to be excited about that. Some of you guys might be dreading it. I don't know. I know some of you guys aren't really into the Julio thing, but they are currently plus 225, which better odds than anybody else in the NFL. Titans are right behind them, though. So are the Eagles. Ravens, Niners, not that far behind. So I know you guys are going to get excited about this or start getting upset about it, I guess. But it doesn't really mean anything yet. This is just betting odds. Um, I don't think the people who set the odds are working with that much inside information. They're just going with the flow of the news and just doing what makes sense based off that. And sometimes there's information they can't possibly know that influences these choices. So, yeah, I know you guys maybe want to talk about that, but that's not what this video is going to be about. But let it be known that I am aware of this and that I have my eye on it, but I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe that we have traded for Julio Jones after I get the ESPN alert that we have done it. So this video is actually going to be about something that somebody asked me about the other day, and I thought I'd go ahead and make a full video to explain exactly what this concept is when it comes to NFL contracts. So today we're going to be talking about void years in an NFL contract. I had somebody ask me yesterday, what does a void year in a contract mean? Why are we doing it? What's the relevance to us as a team? How does it make our cap better this year? And what is the effect that it'll have later? I've actually been asked this question a few times, so I decided to go ahead and just set aside one video to talk about it. And there's not a lot going on right now, so why not? So the Seahawks had a fairly busy offseason. They signed a lot of players, and a lot of the players that they signed had something in their contract that the Seahawks had never done before, ever. And what that thing was is called a void year. We did it with 7 players. And I want to talk about what those void years are, the ramifications of them, why they're good in the short term and bad in the long term, and whether or not we can seriously expect anything to come of these void years in the negative. Because we all know what the positives are with void years, or at least the positives are pretty straightforward. So, Gerald Everett. Gerald Everett, one of the big name guys we brought in free agency. Not a huge name, but a guy who has been productive the last few years as a tight end. He signed a 1-year, $6 million contract. 1 year, $6 million, right? If you take a look at his salary cap hits, in 2021, his cap hit is $4 million. Okay? $4 million. Remember, he signed a 1-year, $6 million contract, so how can his cap hit only be $4 million if he got a $6 million contract? The answer is $2 million of that cap hit got pushed to 2022 salary cap, as you can see right here. If you mouse over, it says void. But it was only a 1-year contract, right? Yes. So basically, we signed Gerald Everett to a 1-year deal that will pay him $6 million, which is about right for a player of his caliber and what he's done so far in the NFL. That's appropriate. But they said, we're going to move $2 million of that cap hit to 2022 when you're not going to be here. Or if you are here, it'll be on another contract. So if Gerald Everett goes to another team next year, we will still have $2 million in a cap hit, for Gerald Everett. And if he re-signs with the Seahawks, let's say he signs a 1 year, $8 million contract, his cap hit will be the 8 million from the new contract plus the 2 million from the old contract. And there's no getting out of that cap hit. There's no moving it. There's no doing something with Gerald Everett to reduce it or wipe it away. It's just going to be there. And that's basically the idea behind the void year. We did this with 6 other players than Gerald Everett. Carlos Dunlap has 3 void years. In 2023, we're going to be due a cap hit of 4.2. 2024, 1.4. 2025, 1.4. So you add it all up, that's a $7 million cap hit over 3 years when Dunlap's not going to be on the team. He's a free agent in 2023. Now, he could come back on a new contract, but whatever he gets on that new contract would be in addition to these void cap hits. So we're going to be paying Dunlap about $7 million off our cap over the 3 years after his current contract expires. Christopher Carson, he's got a void year in 2023, $1.5 million. Kerry Hyder, same thing. 2023, he has a dead cap hit of $850,000. Benson Mayowa, he has 2 void years, $1.5 million and $750,000. That actually makes it a little harder for us to move him right now, which I think we would probably do otherwise because we signed so many other defensive ends, but it's not a bad problem to have. So yeah, 2 void years, $1.5 million, $750,000, even though he'll be a free agent again in 2023. Ethan Posick, we pushed $1 million of his cap hit into 2022. He will be possibly on another team in 2022 and still counting $1 million against the cap. And finally, Cedric Ogbuehi, $350K. So those are all the void years we gave out. And the reason why we did this is because the cap went down. The cap went down to, what was it, 181 million. And we felt like we needed to do something that we had not done before in order to work with that and still get the best team possible. So we signed good players. We signed players that we liked, but we went, we don't want to pay you your full salary with our 2021 cap. That's going to squeeze us. We want to move some of those cap hits into the future years. Now, while that sounds great for 2021, it doesn't sound so great for future years, right? I mean, it's kind of like, you're kicking the problem down the road as present you, but future you is not going to be very appreciative of the fact that you just kicked them a cap hit for a player that is no longer on the team. So why do we feel comfortable doing this with so many players? Well, let's take a look at 2022 specifically real quick, okay? So Everett's cap hit in 2022 is going to be 2 million. Dunlap is still going to be on the team. Carson is still going to be on the team. Hyder is still going to be on the team. Mayo is still going to be on the team. Posick is 1 million. Ogbuehi is 350,000. So that is less than 3.5 million dead with these void years in 2022. The cap in 2022 will be about 205, 208 million. So the void year dead cap hit is going to be about 1.5% of the total cap. 3,350,000. I mean, we're eating a bigger dead cap hit than that just this year from letting Jarran Reed go. Cutting Jarran Reed put on a dead cap hit of 5 million. So dead cap hits in the realm of 3 million, 3.5 million happens all the time. And we don't feel like losing 1.5% of our cap in 2022 is going to be a problem, and it shouldn't be. All right, so let's look at 2023 now, okay? Everett won't be a problem. 2023, we have 4.2 million for Dunlap. We have 1.5 million for Carson, so that's a little more than 5.5, 5.7. Kerry Hyder pushes it up to about 6.5 million. Mayowa pushes it up to about 8 million. Posick's not there, and Ogbuehi's not there. So that's a little more significant for sure. But The cap is expected to blow up again in 2023. That's what I really want people to understand when we're taking a look at these financial things. Yes, they're still important. The cap is not infinite, but the cap is going to have a lot of give. By 2023, the cap might break 230 million. The cap might break 235 million. The NFL fully expects the salary cap to just keep going up and up and up at a incredible rate. The only reason why it's stunted was because they couldn't have fans in most of the stadiums last year. So even that $8 million dead cap hit for the void years in 2023, yeah, you'd prefer to have that 8 million, but even then it's probably only going to constitute what, five, less than 5% of the total salary cap, 4 to 5%. Teams eat $8 million cap hits all the time. Philadelphia is eating a cap hit for Carson Wentz this year that is like 3 or 4 times more than that. So yeah, this team is clearly banking on the salary cap becoming much bigger in future years. So making a problem go away for current you so it reappears for future you is not going to be a big problem because future you is going to have so much money. 8 million dead is not going to be something that you can't work around. And this goes along with all the other things you can do to circumvent the salary cap, basically. So those are what void years are. That's really all I can say about it. Don't worry about it. We are not screwing up our future by doing this. We're just not. The worst that you're going to see is about 8 million dead in 2023, and that's not going to look like that much when you see what the new cap is. Um, One other reason why I want to go over this is because if we bring in another big name player like a Fletcher Cox or Julio, and if Julio wants a new contract, or Jason Kelsey, you may see us use void years again because we want to fit those players in under our salary cap. You might see void years with a Jamal Adams extension. You might see void years with a Quandre Diggs extension. So if you see those things, do not panic. We are not ruining our future. We are doing what we need to do to survive this year, knowing that in the future, the things that look like a big problem are not going to be that big. All right. I'm out of here. Peace out. Go Hawks. See you guys later today. Hopefully, we get some good news later. But that's void years. Let me know what you think in the comments. Any questions, let me know. I'll address what I can. And yeah, see you guys later.